Testing. Alright, that works then. Hello everyone. Today I'm going to be doing a short stream, but something very different. So recently Hearthstone came out with the $5 welcome bundle, which when you purchase it, it gives you guaranteed class legendary as well as 10 of the classic packs. So I created a new account. Oh, thank you. Oh. Alright. I actually forgot about those. So what I'm going to be doing is trying to reach Legend rank with only having spent money on that $5. I know Trump has done free-to-play Legend ranks before, but I have never actually reached Legend myself. So I wanted to try out this way. Neutral. So I've created a list here where you see the names of a bunch of different cards. And I'm basically gathering a list of all the playable cards that I have in an attempt to determine what kind of deck I want to try for. Since I'm not spending money on packs aside from the first $5, that gives me a very limited amount of dust, which means I have to be wise about what kind of cards I craft and what kinds of cards I disenchant. So the legend I got received when I bought the initial thing. So it's Cenarius, who's actually a very strong legendary. I don't think he's seen much play in top tier decks for a little while, but he's good enough that he, for these purposes, is definitely playable. So for neutral cards that we got Disciple as well as Cthulhu. These other cards that I have here that are non-basic, so these are up here are all basic cards that are playable. Down here I have non-basics. Firelands Portal and Enchanted Raven are received through the Karazhan lobby, which you can play without purchasing the Karazhan Adventures. Then Stormforged Axe I got through an arena run. I've done a couple arena runs already, so that way I could get all I could get out of the way before trying to put this together. So today is basically just going to be opening these 16 packs and seeing what rares and epics we pull for the most part, because that will help push us towards what kind of deck we want to build. Since we only have 3 Whispers of the Old Gods, it's not likely we'll end up building a Cthulhu of any variety, but I'll go ahead and add these here just in case. Since I think that most Cthulhu decks are actually fairly cheaply costed and are reasonable cheap decks. Alright, so let's go ahead and open with this. Alright, so playable cards here. Most of these may actually be playable. Well, alright, so Twilight Darkbender is not actually great. However, we have for Hunter, Fiery Bat is actually pretty good. Neutral, Squirming Tentacle isn't great, but it's playable for now. And Psychotron is actually, I think, fairly playable. Grotesque Dragonhawk is maybe. I'll go ahead and put it down for now. I don't think Twilight Darkbender is playable. Mostly because I don't think Priest Cthulhu is playable, but I don't know. Maybe we'll get massively lucky and things will push us in that direction. Alright, so Cyclotron again, so that's 2 Cyclotrons. Stormcrack is a very good card. Final Fusion's bad. Infested Wolf is actually pretty good. Oops, let's put a space there. And then Bilefin Tidehunter is really not playable, I don't think. Alright, and last Whisper's pack. Ooh. Oh, sadness. Although to be fair, Trump did just release a thing with this in their deck, but no. Alright, so 2 Squirming Tentacles. Carrion Grub is definitely playable. N'Zoth's First Mate. Probably not. I could see it being potential in a deck. N'Zoth's First Mate. Spawn of N'Zoth is not good. Embrace the Shadow is not good. Alright. So Snipe is playable as a one-of. Neither of the Blood Sails are really playable. Dust Devil is not playable. Fairy Dragon is sort of playable, but even then it's not great. Alright, Wisp, Sadness. Double Explosive Trap to get right now is nice. I honestly don't think Hunter is really viable to build on a budget though, just because of the 8 mana card that's necessary effectively. Size 7 is decent. Actually, I don't know why I'm saying it's decent, it's pretty good. Size 7 Agent, and another Fairy Dragon. 2 Fairy Dragon, like 2 copies of 2 cards out of 2 packs. That's pretty impressive. Alright, Fen Creeper is not great. Commanding Shout is bad. Ice Lance is technically playable, but only in like Freeze Mage, which I don't think I can build, mostly because it requires Ice Block. And 2 Snipes, which you probably don't play this technically on Snipe, but I might as well put it down. Commanding Shout and Fletching Ghoul are both not playable. Alright, so Cold Blood is playable in an aggro deck. Slam is definitely playable and good. Silver Moon Guardian's not great, but can serve us for now. And Shadow Flame, I honestly don't think is playable anymore. It was mostly played only in Handlock, but that's not really a thing, and that's also not really a thing we can build on a budget. Alright, so Second Slam is sweet. Deadly Shot and Freezing Trap is sweet. It really wants us to play Hunter. Although I think Hunter does not have many cards I picked out as playable in the Classic, though. Yeah, I really don't want to play Hunter if I can avoid it. Tidecaller is really not playable, and Dust Devil is not playable. Cool, I got my second Wisp, and I think my third Dust Devil? Jeez. Alright, so Perdition's Blade is playable. Earthshock is definitely playable. Although it doesn't see much play anymore. And none of those 3 are playable. Direwolf Alpha is good. So is Power of the Wild, and so is Lightning Storm. Power of the Wild. I suppose I should write 2 on these, since I've been doing it on the others. Lightning Storm for Shaman. Honestly, it might be reasonable to build the aggro Shaman. I don't think that deck has effects other than Doomhammer. Oh, that's a good effect. That's what I want. Totally. Raging Organ is playable, mostly an OTK warrior. I'm not sure on the viability of playing that. Cool Taskmaster is sweet. Ancient Mage is not playable, and I don't think any of those others are really playable. Eviscerate's sweet. Second Freezing Trap is sweet. Wild Pyromancer as the rare is actually pretty good too. There's only a couple decks that want it, but the decks that want it really want it. Specifically Paladin because of the quality, and Priests because of like Circle of Healing shenanigans and that kind of thing. Alright, so that's Eviscerate, Freezing Trap, Wild Pyromancer, and Earthen Ring Farseer. But no. Jeez. Flame Imp, that's the only one? No, we're not going to be playing Warlock probably. Alright. Ooh. That's pretty interesting. Inner Rage as well as the second Raging Organ. Betrayal is not really playable. Cold Seer is into second Earthshock. I don't think any Warlock deck of a build would run two of them. Ooh, double rare. Neither of which is really playable. So that's what, 40 dust? So we have a Wrathy Weaponsmith, and even then that's questionable. I guess Stranglethorn Tiger is technically playable. Honestly, it's looking like, even though we haven't pulled any cards for it, I'm still very tempted to build Mage. Honestly, in big part because of this. However, in no small part because they have a lot of good base cards. Like, Warrior is actually the only other one that has as many good base cards. And like Charge is only playable in OTK Warrior, which you wouldn't play Shield Lock in. Or do you? You think you play Shield Lock in that. So let's see what we get here. Playable Power of the Wild is the only playable card there. Alright, what do I have to do with though? Wait, Mark of the Wild, Wild Growth. Nope. Alright. So let's see how much dust we get out of this. Alright, so let's deconstruct everything that we would never play ever. That's fine. Oh, thanks. No. Huh. 3 betrayals. I didn't even notice that. I mean, no, we can keep those for now. Those we do not need. Alright. So there's that. Guess we can keep those. Demon Fire is bad. Hold on. Nah. I'll go ahead and just disenchant that. I don't want to willy-nilly disenchant certain things just because that could be, like, we could end up needing it if we get really desperate. Alright. Yes, I hate having to confirm that for everything. 270. Yeah, that's screwed. I'll keep that there. You go away. No. I do not need this. Sorry about this part. I cannot really provide commentary on. I'm gonna actually, like, probably go into Mage and see the crafting possibilities before settling on them. Nope, let's keep that one. Alright. Like, this aspect here of getting all the traps is really making me want to build that deck. But that deck requires Power of the Wild, I believe. Let's, like, do that. There we go. And also, it really wants Yogg, which I cannot come close to building a legendary right now. Alright, so Mage. Alright, let's... Yeah, I still need to... Classic Mage 16 out of 30, really? What is this from? Oh, sure. So Mana Worm requires a common, rare, mythic, and you wouldn't run that. I mean, you wouldn't also run Archmage. This is reasonable to run for now. Obviously, you wouldn't want to run that in the end. No, I don't want to. Alright. No. Let's do this and do custom deck. Legend Climb. Alright. So this deck would definitely run these, maybe those, those, this. Alright, let's see what expensive cards I want to craft. So both those, both mirror entities. I really want to craft Ice Block. I could craft this for now, actually. It's pretty cheap and it's actually decent. Like, the deck would normally want to run this, but this might be an okay replacement. Basis Summoner is a common. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm very tentative on that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What else do we want to run in here? Alright, this needs to not be sitting here. What? Alright, you can stop telling me that. Alright. That's annoying. Doomsayer I would love, but not necessary right now. Like, I cannot craft the Freeze Mage deck. That requires a number of epics. Acolyte of Pain, maybe? Oh, I should also check the Cthulhu possibility too. See how many of those are commons. Because it may actually be reasonable to build that deck. That's a very boring deck, though, to do for a free-to-play run. Well, not free-to-play. I'm gonna call it a cheap-to-play run. Honestly, there's not many non-mage cards I would want to run in this deck. That's the funny aspect of this. Oh yeah, I would want to run Azure Drake. Is there really not much else? I'll probably miss something. Oops. Nope. No, that's really only played in like an evolve deck, which I do not want to build because I don't think it's good enough. Wow. Alright, let's try Mage. Oh wait, no, let's try Cthulhu, or check Cthulhu. Alright, so the Cthulhu deck needs to run 2 of these, 2 of these, 2 of these. Probably one of that, ideally. That's the big issue about the Cthulhu deck, honestly, is that it needs this legendary. Like, without it, it's very risky. Alright, let's not do the Cthulhu deck. Let's go with my gut instinct and build Mage. I will... Yeah, I'll craft some things. Alright, so we have both of those. Wait, Mirror Entity. I should probably craft the... Oh, I actually want to build this. Azure Drake. It's like playable in most any deck I would play. Alright, so that... Oops, stop that. This. Nah, probably don't want to run that. That's already in there. Oh my god, this is the worst. I just want this gone. What else is playable in here for now? Sure, Earthen Ring. Shattered Sun. Is that playable? Maybe. I guess Raging Worgen is not the worst. I mean, it won't make the final cut, but... Oh. Let's not run Novice Engineer and instead run this. Alright. Ooh. Cyclotron? I almost want to try it. Like, I don't think it's good enough to make the final cut, but... Maybe it's better than this? It's probably better than this. Oh, I don't know what that last card I just got was. Oh, it was Shattered Sun Cleric. Alright. Yeah, alright. Let's try this. I want to build... Alright. I think for next time I'll probably compile a list of cards I wish to craft. Alright, this is gonna be embarrassing if we lose our first game. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Oh, we can write it off as we don't have all of the classic cards. Basic cards. Specifically, we don't have Flame Strike yet. So I'll unlock the rest of the cards, add the ones that I want to the deck, and then we will have our starting point for the deck. Oh, and we might actually make enough to get another pack, which would be sweet. It would also mean I need to figure out which pack I should open. Picking what pack to open is actually very important. I picked the wrong deck. Well, oops, mistakes were made. Also, as you see up here, I'm on the Asian server. So it's possible the meta there is different than what it is here. Alright, let's pick the right deck. There we go. Let's not play with the stupid deck that they give us by default. Hey, it's a worthy opponent.
Jaina versus Uther. I will fight with honor.
You asked for it.
Is Raging Worgen good against Paladin? Yes. Sorcerer's Apprentice is less good, but see, I don't want to see that in my opening hand. This card is honestly the big reason I went into this thinking I would probably play Mage. Like, the card isn't good enough for top tier play. However, the card is a 2-for-1. Like, I love this card, and I would here. All right, so 5 damage. Fireball is 4 damage, or 4 mana for 6 damage, and that is considered top tier removal, even though it is a basic card. So 5 damage, obviously, since Fireball is 6 damage, that means that 5 damage is between 3 and 4 mana. And I would honestly say it's probably still closer to 5 than it is to 4. He played a secret, so the most likely secret for it is Noble Sacrifice, since I don't believe Avenge is currently in standard.
Demands retribution.
So I'm just gonna play out this. I'm not probably going to attack with it though, since if that is Noble Sacrifice, I don't want to just throw this under the bus. Oh, I may be facing Mysterious Stranger Paladin, which would be interesting. Do I play the Raging Organ? I don't want its health set to 1. However, yeah. Alright, so if I play the Raging Organ here, that gives me, assuming this lives because I didn't attack, it allows me to play both of these next turn. And maybe even the Arcane Missiles. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. That's alright. I played 3 mana for a 3/1 that killed the secret. Three mana, he's not burned coin yet, so it's possible he plays Consecration here, but that would be... Like, I can see playing Consecration here against the Mage. That was an interesting play. Huh. So I actually don't care that much about this anymore, so I'll play this to take advantage of the reduction. Swing it here to trigger the Noble Sacrifice, and then swing it here to kill this. The real question though is, do I play the Acidic Swamp Boost or do I save it? The weapons that he would play would be True Silver Champion? Yeah, no. The 4 mana 4/2 that draws a card, or that gains you 4 life. The other option is Tyrium, but I don't know. We'll see. This might have been a bad play. Next turn we don't really have anything, but the turn after we have Faceless Summoning into Firelands Portal. What? I am now incredibly confused. It's actually a very easy clear for me too, which is sick. What? What was that play? I'm actually heavily confused by this. Amused, but confused. So we ping this, and we actually play the Earthen Ring Farseer to get this out of Consecration range. And it's still 3 mana 3/3. Let's heal him for the BMs.
Quest accepted.
Next turn, ideally we get to play Faceless Summoning, but I'm not opposed to Arcane Missiling since I have this on board, but that's dead now. Alright, so Faceless Summoner is actually incredibly good here. Also, since he played this, my suspicion is that he's also playing a cheap deck, so... Yeah. So that was a 6 mana, 9/8. I believe that may in fact be the definition of value. This is another reason I wanted to play Mage, and I completely forgot that was the reason I wanted to play Mage, honestly. Alright. Pop the bubbles. Lucian Might. I also do need to work on unlocking all of the class cards. Why did you do that? I do need to work on unlocking all the class cards so that way I can do Tavern Brawls. I don't even want to play this here, but I really want to, but no. This is the correct play here. We want, like, alright, so another thing with this card, the 5 damage is only 4 mana, really, you are killing something with 5 health. If you're using it on 4 health or less, then it's whatever the health is for damage. So on average, I would say this card is actually 3 mana, deal damage, and then summon a random 5-cost minion. You would normally think that summon a random 5-cost minion is worth 5 mana. However, because you cannot control what it is, and there are bad 5-cost minions, I value it at actually at 4 mana. So even in the worst case scenario, this card is worth 7 mana, and that's only in the worst case scenario. Whereas this is the best case scenario because we're dealing 5 and maybe getting the best 5 drops out there. Like this card can be worth, honestly, up to 9 mana. That was not a great one, but still decent card. So next turn we ping this and kill him if he does not somehow deal with my board entirely. Oh, okay. So 5, 9, plus 8, 17, so wait, don't we have even lethal without that? Yeah, he's dead. Tap. Okay, he's committing seppuku. I'm not saying that just because it's an Asian server. I say that all the time. Alright. Die. Cool. We won our first match. And someone else playing like only basic cards. Oh, why is it freezing up? Oh yeah. I suppose I should also save this. Uh-oh. This is having a heart attack. I may need to restart. Let's see. No, this is still fine. I don't know. Let's quit. And try opening it up again. There we go. Hopefully this doesn't explode again, as I would hate for this to be cut short. I honestly think Mage is the best bet for a cheap deck right now. Just because so many of the cards are just, it's so efficiently costed. Raging Torch is probably a card I should build and put in here. Actually, that's from the League of Adventures, isn't it? I need to also look into whether any of the wings of the League of Adventures are worth purchasing for this purpose. Ideally, I get to stay out of the adventures just because they're so much money for the cards that they produce. So I won't be buying a pack today, honestly. Just because I need to do some research into that. I would have done this research before, however, I wanted to save the pack opening for this purpose. As I sort of want to record most any new card acquisition. However, it seems to be exploding right now, so there's that. Also, I just shut off my dashboard. There we go. Alright, well, this is a good sign. This doesn't start. In the next one, I'll just play a quick watch game on stream, and then end the stream early. I need to get my first win of the day still. I'm sad about this. This is the downside of playing on a foreign server instead of creating a new account. Well, I'll give it 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.